A new moon very, very close to the equinox is very significant. It will tell us exactly what foot we're setting off on in the next 12 months. But also, we can see that Chiron is very significant in this lunation as well. Yeah. Now, Chiron is the point between the Saturnian planets, the physical universe, the Newtonian physics, and the quantum universe of Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, and Eris, and all of that that's not yet discovered beyond. So he basically mediates. It's only a comet, or it's not actually it's a planetoid. Yeah, it's much smaller than, it's about the size of our moon, right? And he shuttles between Saturn and Uranus. Yeah, so it's bringing insight into the everyday world. Now, so it makes him a bit of an outsider, a little bit of a freak, because he's not welcome either in Saturn land, and he's not one of the gods of the quantum field, but he is actually capable in his eccentricity to be able to understand and be part of the transmission process that comes from bringing light into matter. Yeah, so these outer planets are largely conceptual. Yeah, they're fields of consciousness that happen when we get insights, and we're absorbed in our dreams or in our deepest, darkest, twisted fantasies. Yeah. Chiron understands the wounds that come with that, because there's been some inflictions upon him. And he understands too that when he goes near Saturn, or tries to go inside society, it's like the gypsy trying to come into the village. He's not wanted. He looks different. He smells funny. He behaves in ways which are just ridiculous. And he plays that stupid piano accordion. But actually, when we come to talk to him, we know that he has these ideas. He knows where the forest animals live. He knows where the best prey is. He knows how to hunt. He knows how to actually heal in ways that are holistic. He knows the botanic herbs and all the things that are in nature. He knows how to talk to the animals and to the winds. And he's got that stuff in that pouch that when he rolls it, can take us into other dimensions. And he tells such bloody great stories, but still stinks, and we don't want him in here. And he looks a little freakish. So he's the outsider, he's the maverick. And a lot of you here, of course, you healer types, you charlatans and mystics. You don't even know yourself whether you're for real or not. How do you know? Society will never validate you. You can't get a piece of paper like the one from the Saturnian University to say, hey, you're qualified. So you have to call yourself an alternative something. Tarot reader, healer, shaman, astrologer. Yeah. Musician. Chiron, or even like master of the warcrafts, really. Chiron was the guy, in a sense, that trained up all the young heroes. He was the teacher, because he knew this world, the divine world, very, very intimately. And when he's come into Aries now, he's coming into a brand new cycle, a brand new 50-year cycle of understanding the complexities of the divine. They are actually sometimes very, very difficult. They're very perplexing to understand where the nature of our wounds, the nature of what makes us feel freakish, the nature of what makes us feel a little bit ashamed, different, and certainly diminished rather than empowered to work in society. But also, just in knowing that, it gives us an intuitive understanding of our own animal nature. And yes, it's the first footstep into the world of compassion and insight, the Uranus and Neptune. Yeah. So Chiron is very instrumental. Chiron acts as the ferryman who takes you from the civilized side of town to the wild and mysterious universe of whatever could be. Yeah. And along the way, he is telling you a story about what you're leaving behind, how it's not important because where you're going is going to be wonderful and fresh and new and alive and filled with choices, and also kind of arms you with a sense of empowerment of how, and some skills on how to deal with things when you get to the other side. And so it's a very critical point when not just Chiron has come into Aries, that's happened last year, but also the Sun, which is the conscious point, and the Moon, which is the instinctive, unconscious self, coming to some form of an alignment. Yeah, we now at this point coming up are ready to make an intention on how not just to lead into the next month, but also the next year, but also too, you know, when there's a conjunction with Chiron, the next 50 years, what this intention will mean for the, you know, for the rest of our lives at least.